Curtain swings into Calvary, secrets kept, I love her now.
This one's been out a little bit, huh?
Yeah, it's been sitting in his house, and then it kind of gets props up against peculiar places.
I like it though. You know, your guitar's out on the road like that. It's supposed to get beat up. I mean, look at that. That's awesome. That's supposed to be there.
I mean, he plays it every day.
We did some changes too to our electronics, but this guitar here, your Leo Kottke, has the new electronics in it, and you can tell by the tail end.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay, this is the old AA ES, which is still a really nice system. But we really like our new system that came out. We ditched one of the sensors because like both of these have two sensors.
Sure, yeah.
Okay, so now like on these down here, we just have a sensor that's right here in this location. We beefed up the preamp a little bit better, so the preamp takes more of the tone. It helps out the guitar. You don't need as much dynamic presence from the top. And instead of the two switches that you have in that, there's only one, just one sensor. So it helps it out really nice. It's going to be nice when we plug these in and A/B them and compare and what we've got. So.
We try to keep these completely flat.
That's the best way to go.
And then, because before I'd come with them and I'd seen all these guitars, and this is the first time, as I say, with the acoustic, and everything's just
they dimed them out.
Everything's just like that, and I'm like, look, let's keep this all flat. We use the desk for what it's for.
Thank you. That's typical. You know, everyone thinks a lot of times with the acoustics that it's their Les Paul or their Stratocaster, and you dime them out because all the way up is zero. You know, and then with these being active, zero is flat. So that's really where you want to start. Cutting the EQ actually helps quite a bit because a lot of times it depends on the music you're playing. You may want to cut through in that mix and have a little more mid-range out of the guitar and not quite so pretty, not so lovely. A lot of times you cut down that bass and treble and boost that volume and that mid hits you. It's nice. So we're gonna have some fun.
I give you everything. If only I know you take it, put you down. 'Cause you're you. That's why I'll always love you. When you go, I will know. Follow you to the side. And when the world burns, there'll be place.
Overall, how was it today?
Yeah, no, it's great. We've decided to. Well, that's his favourite.
Well, you got the 12th fret. You said is his favorite.
The 12th fret's your favourite.
This one's the GC5.
GC5. That's being used now, so we're going to go in between both of those. D sharp, and then
that's the GS8.
And then that is now replacement for another Taylor, which was the
D814 there.
814,
Nice. That's great. GC 12th fret. Little smaller body, beautiful rosewood, slot head, nice comfortable guitar, allows the neck here, like we said, to be joined at the 12th fret, pulls the bridge down, gives you a little more real estate for your hand, adds a lot of bottom end to a small guitar. Really nice on stage. This is going to be fun to fire up today and hear this. They're obviously using this one on tour, so it's going to be good to hear it. It's going to be nice. See, a lot of times people will go for a guitar, how it sounds sitting at the music store, or how it's on your lap, not realizing that, you know, the type of music that they're playing and what they're going for, they may need a smaller body guitar because now you can EQ it better. It doesn't have the overtones. It doesn't have things that will get in the way of the EQ. So you get the smaller body guitar, the front of the house can really make a difference there. When you have the 12th fret, like we were talking about, the neck and the body are down a little bit further. This one is more traditional for our normal feel Taylor guitar of a grand concert. So when they're sitting together, you'll really be able to see the difference. But he really seems to gravitate towards the more intimate guitar. So as soon as I saw that one, I had to go get that GC5 so we could see it. With a small guitar like this and a slot head, the string goes back so far into the headstock, it puts an extreme amount of pressure on the nut.
Oh, okay.
A standard guitar with the tuner, with the post coming out, it won't put as much tension there. So then your alternate tunings by going higher will definitely be easier.
Okay, okay.
Because you won't be hitting the nut quite so hard there at that point with pressure.
Okay.
So it's something to consider. So what they're going to do is they're going to pull out the GC5. They like that guitar a lot. That's going to be really cool. They're going to tune it down a half a step. They're going to use their 12th fret, obviously, mainly because they just received that guitar. They're really liking that one on stage. But they're going to throw in this GC5 there for a few songs and see how that rolls too. So I'm pretty happy to hear it. It's really nice.
No, they know you're just a boy. So grow up and be a man, little baby, or kicking you screaming why. Victims pay the
I brought some things called a K4.
Okay.
All right, so we can go into that balanced and come out high gain into the quarter inch, and then it boosts your signal right there, so you're not losing any of the signal.
Sure.
So basically what we've done is we've just ran the K4 just in line. So the guitar is going through, his normal DI. I think he had a...
Well, that's our breakout box.
Your breakout box. It's going from there. It's going down the snake to a splitter, split to minor world, split to front of house. And then we just took it right before it comes into the desk. So I just took an XLR off of the fan on the back of the desk into the unit, XLR right into the desk.
Sounds great flat.
Yeah.
It's like I don't even want to mess with it.
Well, it's kind of everything we do seems to be EQ'd to just be right, so you don't really have to do much coloring. You can add here a little bit,
A
but
little compensation here.
we feel if it sounds good flat, you have something you can work with.
Yeah, man.
So we know you guys love that 12th fret, and that GC5 sounded so good with the capo on it. So what do you guys think overall?
Yeah, no, it's sounding incredible. I mean, we've been rehearsing in our little spot in Middletown for the past week, but having it kind of echo out and stuff. I mean, there's no crowd in here right now, but I think it sounded great. How about you?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's nice to kind of get the smaller 12 3/4 scale, just certainly for me for the finger picking stuff, which we're doing a lot of in the acoustic set. It's just a little more clear as opposed to the bigger bodies that kind of darken that stuff up. So I'm really liking it a lot, for sure.
I haven't had a single problem with anything. Loving the mute boxes that we've been given as well, where now everything's TRS, everything's balanced. So, and also with the tuners now not in the chain anymore with the guitar. So everything's just tidied up a lot more clearer, and there's not been a single issue that we've had. So it's not a problem.
We've incorporated the K4 preamp into the mix. Flat out of the box sounded great. I think we did a couple pulls in the mid-range and bumps in the low end. Fatten it up a little bit, but right out of the box sounded great. If you look at the strip at front of house, it's flat. It's high passed maybe at 125 hertz, but it's flat. And I've been working with acoustic guitars for years, and you've had to cut the mid-range, the high mids, to get the harshness out of it, and that's not the case with what we're doing. The K4 preamp is just a whole another level. When he's picking softly, still picking up a very nice warm tone, and then when he gets on it again, it's just such a round, great, perfect. It's the definition of an acoustic guitar.
We keep all of our guitars now at 12 o'clock, everything just completely flat, and they just straight out into the desk and they sound perfect.
Both the guys go from some soft picking stuff into some very hard strummy stuff within the same tune, and that's usually hard to translate through any sort of pickup or microphone. accurately, and the electronics in the ES is just pulled together. High SPL, soft picking, just conveys the sound of the guitar perfectly.
I'm still waiting here, my dear, for one kiss from you. So here I'm still waiting.
There's everybody. It's just me today, it looks like. Everyone's gone home.